Hey guys, this is ArmedChief. Welcome back to my YouTube channel where I post, pretty much a lot of educational league content. For those of you that are new here, I post guides like Sona, support guides mostly since I main support, and all that good stuff. But today I'm going to be covering Maokai, who has actually been kind of a pretty OP pick in support lately. And I gotta admit, I've definitely been abusing it. He's really good, so I just thought I'd make a video on how to play support Maokai, to show you a little bit of tips and tricks and whatnot. And if I do leave some stuff out for those of you hardcore Maokai mains out there, do be free to let me know in the comments, because I'm nowhere near perfect. But anyway, let's get right into the video. So I go ahead and flash the runes up on the screen. This is what I've currently been taking, and I have noticed that a lot of people have been taking. So I've definitely just been running these same runes as well. And then in terms for abilities and stuff with Maokai, what I tend to do, actually let me go ahead and give myself some gold and level myself up. Okay, that should do. So what I tend to do, and what I notice that everyone else tends to do, is they will start E, then W, then Q, and then they max their E, and then they max their W, and then their Q, and then ult whenever you can. So yeah, there's that with his abilities. Really works. His saplings are super OP, but we'll get that in a little bit. Kind of want to go over the the easier stuff first. In terms for itemization on him, I typically always go Relic Shield, always. I just figure it's a really good item for him. And it also helps proc his passive, which I'll talk about later too. In terms of items, always run Imperial Mandate. So easy to proc Imperial Mandate with Maokai, especially with his saplings and just everything that he has going on in his kit. In terms of boots, you can either opt in for the steel caps or the treads. Treads if you have a bunch of CC on the enemy team, or you're going against a Leona or something like that, or steel caps if the team is like full AD, or anything like that. In terms of items, you can definitely choose from any of these here. These are all pretty good options. Typically, I will build depending on what my team needs. So if I have like 4 assassins, or in my top lane I have like a Quinn, and in my jungle I have like an Echo or something, like no tank, then I'll opt for the tankier side of things, so like Thornmail into Abyssal Mask and that stuff. But if I do have some leeway for some damage, where I do have like a tank or two, or my team needs that AP damage, then I'll opt for like a Demonic Embrace and Morello, whatever. Yeah, so you can definitely opt for those. It's pretty easy. Wards and all that stuff, pretty usual. But yeah, so that's for the items and the abilities. So let me go ahead and give you a rundown about like what his abilities do. So his passive, basically what it does, to put it short, is it heals him whenever he like auto attacks or whatever, and it's on a 20-second cooldown, but that cooldown is reduced by 4 seconds every time you or like any ability around you goes off. So it's pretty OP, especially in like team fights and stuff. His Q, basically he just hits the ground like this, and it knocks like enemies back. So I'll go ahead and spawn an enemy dummy and I'll show you what it does. So you press Q and it like throws them back. Pretty simple. His W makes him untargetable. So you can go like this and it will actually root the enemy that you go to, and you press W on them, so it's a root. His E are the saplings, where you throw it down like this, and once it gets close to like minions or a champion, it will pop up and then it'll explode. And that's kind of like Maokai's bread and butter during the laning phase. And then his ultimate, which is really slow, but is really powerful if you're able to get a bunch of your teams with it. It roots anyone that gets trapped by those things in the ground. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We're going to go ahead and take you into the lane so I can show you a little bit of tips and tricks on Maokai. Okay, so now that we're in the lane, let me go ahead and get rid of this. So now that we're in the lane, the first trick that I want to show you is with his saplings. For anyone that's played Maokai before, you already know about this trick, but basically when you throw his sapling out like this, it's actually not doing the full amount of damage that it could possibly do. What I mean by that is when you throw Maokai sapling, another reason why he's so OP right now, when you throw his sapling into the bush, it actually like doubles in size, and it does more damage when you put it in the bush rather than just throwing it out like this and then it exploding. So when you do the saplings, try to always fill these bushes, especially if you're playing Maokai support. Always fill these bushes with your, your saplings. It's super OP, and it just gives you, it pretty much gives you lane control just with the saplings. So it's pretty good. The next tip that I want to tell you about Maokai is actually with his W. It's not really a trick, but it's a good thing to get in the habit of, if you plan on doing this. So basically what happens is, say like your jungler's coming or something like that, and you guys want to tower dive the enemy. So what you can actually do is you can say, okay, you're going to tank the tower for your team, because you are probably most likely the most tankiest person for your team. So what you can be like is like, okay guys, I'm going to tank it, and then when it gets low enough, or when you get low enough, you don't want to die, you can press W on the, I'm going to die from the tower. Wow, I actually lived. Okay. What you can do, I don't know if you noticed, but what I did was, if, you and your teammates are under the tower trying to dive someone, you can tank the tower for as long as you want. And then once you press W, since the W makes you untargetable, then the tower aggro will actually switch targets. So it's really good for, Maokai is really good for trading aggro with the tower, so you guys can pull off a successful tower dive. It's really good. He's really good for that. So I have like a little bit of something in my throat. Yeah, I know those are like the two main tricks with Maokai that I definitely use in my games. Again, I'm no Maokai main whatsoever. I started picking him up at the beginning of this season when he was really OP with the Imperial Mandate item. And he's done really well, like super well. So I've definitely been playing him and like spamming the saplings in the bushes. I feel like there was another tip that I wanted to talk about, but now that I think about it, I can't really remember. But anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for the Maokai guide. I hope that this was really helpful to those of you that want to play a little bit more Maokai, or just kind of want to know like what he does, and like how to fight him in the lane if you didn't know what he did. Hopefully this helps you a little bit. I wanted to make this a little bit shorter than my Sona one because my Sona one was a little lengthy, so hopefully this is a little bit shorter. But anyways, I'm going to wrap it up here. Let me know what you guys think. If I miss anything, or, if you have any advice for me, video quality, anything like that, please feel free to let me know in the comments. Anyways, I'll see you guys with the next video. Hopefully it's going to be another guide. I think I'm doing maybe Janna next, or I'm not really sure. Still throwing it up. But yeah, I'll see you guys with the next video.